everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm Cindy Walker. I lead product marketing for Project Scarlet. Today, I'm going to be joined by Phil Spencer, our head of Xbox, Liz Hamrin, head of platform engineering and hardware, and Sarah Bond, who's head of our Xbox partnerships and ecosystem. We're going to start with Phil. Welcome, Phil.
Thanks, Cindy. It's great to be here.
As we've worked together over the past few years on a lot of big projects, E3 and trying to get some of our big events off the ground, we've had the opportunity to kind of watch the Xbox story arc really start from, what I would clearly define as a long-term strategic vision, play the games that you want with the people that you want on the devices that you want. And lately, as we've referred to it as our Xbox vision, it definitely doesn't feel like it's a vision. It definitely is starting to feel like it's becoming our actual reality.
Yeah, absolutely. This feels like a year, as you say, where the vision that we've worked on for so long, you see it in real products. And that's an exciting time. That journey from vision to reality isn't always a direct path. We're taking feedback, we're learning, we're listening. But it's been nice over the years to be able to set that vision as a team and see so many proof points of that vision. 5 years ago, we sat down and we said, what role should Microsoft play in the gaming business? As Xbox, what can we do? We centered on this idea, as you know, of putting the player at the center of the decisions and really trying to think about the friction that gets created in some of the traditions of the gaming business, and can we break some of those, really freeing up the player to, as you say, play the games that they want with the people they want on the devices that they want to play. For us to deliver on that vision, we knew there were 4 real important areas for us to go and invest. One of those was obviously content. People want great games. We've made an incredible investment in Xbox Game Studios over the years, and it's really great to see the output that those studios have today. Our partnership with the Microsoft Cloud, allowing us to deliver great games to so many people in so many places. We're starting that this year with the launch of xCloud, which will really bring gaming to more people. And then as we looked at gamers and how they build their library, we thought there was an interesting opportunity for us to bring something else to market, in Game Pass. And we're having incredible success with Game Pass right now, not just from the millions and millions of subscribers, people playing so many different games, but also creators who now see this as a great avenue to build new games, new genres, new franchises, and get access to all of these millions of players who will go and try games. And we're long on Game Pass. It's a huge part of what we're doing at Xbox. But obviously for us, the console is the foundation of what we're going to go do. We thought it was really important in the Scarlet generation that we had a real vision for what we wanted to do with our next generation consoles, and it's exciting to be here today to get to talk about it.
Well, and as we kind of talked about earlier, this vision started years ago, so we were able actually to use some of our Generation 8 hardware to learn and test areas that we wanted to get better at or wanted to really inform our Project Scarlet generation. Tell us a little bit about some of those decisions.
Yeah, I sometimes get asked about, this year where people are seeing the work that we've put in over the years come together, and was it always the plan? And I chuckle a bit. It was always a plan, though, as we said, sometimes that plan has learnings and some changes. But if you think back to Generation 8, which is what we call the Xbox One generation, when we started on this vision, we knew that we had an opportunity with Xbox One to test some of our assumptions. Could we ship multiple Xbox Ones that have different performance profiles but are able to play all of the games that were launched on Xbox One? Could we bring your previous generations of games to Xbox One through our backward compatibility program? And when we do that, can we actually use the power of the console to deliver the best version of those games? The team has done incredible work there. It's just great to see how many of your best games today are running on Xbox One X. And these were really important learnings for us. The ability to deliver Xbox One X in the low profile that it has, just small console, very quiet, and delivering true 4K gaming for people. Another important thing as we rolled into Generation 9, which for us is Project Scarlet. And I get asked sometimes about the code names and people trying to decipher what our code names mean. For us, Project Scarlet was the name of the generation, because we knew we were going to be doing multiple things in Generation 9 in Project Scarlet. We knew we were going to deliver more than one console to the home, which is what we're here to talk about today. But we also knew we were going to be delivering blades into our Azure data centers, versions of an Xbox that fit into a data center, allowing people to stream games from the cloud to so many different locations. We also have our development kit, which I say is kind of the unsung hero of the generation, because that's the thing that developers are using right now to go build the next generation of games that everybody wants to go play. So for us, Project Scarlet was the code name. And there were some real investments that we wanted to make, that we wanted to go across all of Project Scarlet. Our work with AMD on the SoC to really beef up not only the GPU, which we've made tremendous advancements in, but also the CPU, so that today when you see incredible looking games, and they'll continue to get better, now we're starting to feel games that they feel as good as they look, with things like 120 frames per second, variable refresh rate, giving developers real tools to tune the latency in the experience. People are going to play games on Scarlet that are going to feel like no other game that they've ever played on console. We're also building a consistent development kit across the console. So as a developer, I can build one version of my games and I get access to the full Project Scarlet kind of install base of players, and it really unlocks a lot of potential for the developers. For console players, I'm confident our next generation of hardware will be the best way to play all of your games this year and in the years ahead. The only next generation consoles backed by an ecosystem that gives you access to more games when and where you want to play them. The only next generation consoles with next gen performance, speed, and compatibility, accessible to everyone. And as people know, accessibility has been a really important thing for us. And price matters in accessible. Price, form factor, all of these things were critical. So we've already talked about Xbox Series X, but people have been asking about Lockhart for a long time. It's kind of the worst kept secret in our portfolio. But to be here today and to get to talk about Lockhart, the smallest console we've ever built, frankly, and still has all of the same compatibility and design goals that we set about from the beginning of Project Scarlet. And I can't wait for everybody to get to experience what this is about. So let's take a look at the Xbox Series S.
Yeah, I'm on one. Went from broke to having everything I wish, huh? We ain't slowing up, this a light speed. A lot of y'all ran out of gas trying to catch me. Dang, it's a new thing, man, it's a new dream. Can't nobody stop me, fate kinda obscene. Man, I'm trying to plant a money tree in the concrete. Yeah, this a do it till I die kind of vibe. I don't see myself, I just do it for the tribe. I can see me ever giving